Folks, this is Andy here from Appalachian Andy Outdoors. Today we have an exciting one. We're taking a brand new 2025 Durston Gen 3 X-Mid one-person tent out for its very first pitch. I've been wanting to try this lightweight trekking pole shelter out for a while now. Full disclosure, I purchased this tent with my own money, so the opinions, thoughts on this tent will be purely on my own. Also, before we get started, this is literally first time I've set this up. So if you're wanting a real experience, mistakes and all, and make mistakes, hey man, this is what I'm good at. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss out. Right out of the bag, this thing is light compared to some of the other tents I have, some freestanding, even other trekking pole tents. This thing is about as light as a feather. Inside the stuff sack, we got the fly, we got the inner mesh, we have some tent stakes, it's like, oh gosh, I don't know, these like 8-inch stakes maybe, and we got some smaller ones. They gave us a couple stickers, which I got a toolbox, and I also got a bear box. I think I'll put that second sticker on, and then we have our ground sheet. The set that I bought doesn't come with any poles, as you know, this is a trekking pole style tent. As you've seen in most of my backpacking videos, I always carry a set of trekking poles. So if you have a trekking pole style tent, this is a no-brainer in terms of saving weight. Like any tent, your pitch is only as good as your site. I'm looking for a flat spot, no sharp rocks, and just a little slope for drainage. Fortunately for me, I'm testing this out home and have an excellent spot. With the X-Mid shape, orientation matters less than some tents, but you still want your doors facing the view or away from the wind if the weather's bad. I really like this X-Mid's design and shape. It's really like no other tents out there, in my opinion. With the ground sheet laid out, now we have to get our fly up. From other videos I've watched, they recommend staking out the 4 corners in a offset rectangle. This tent is different than others. Just try to get this as square as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Keep that in mind. And I'm sure we'll be adjusting stakes when it's all said and done. Something that I've seen people do in other videos is where these vents are, where they're velcroed here, is to open this up. And then, let's see, there's a little grommet right here. And then you will take your trekking pole, handle down, put through this vent, and center it onto this grommet. And make sure this is secured on there so it doesn't slip. Because if you do so, you could puncture your tent. And we don't want that. Get this up. Clean this up. I'm not sure if this is the easiest way or not, but this is what we're trying. And I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to the vent, keep this open. Already you can see a pitch is taking shape, a couple micro adjustments on the corner stakes, and a ridgeline tightens up. First impression, this is way less fussy than some of the lightweight tents I've used. No trying to guess pole angles or threading awkward sleeves. It's basically a stake, a pole, some tweaking, and then you're done. Plus, you can get by with only 4 stakes compared to some that may require as many as 6 or 8. In this case, going back to some of the smaller tent stakes that were in that package, I'm going to use 2 of them to use the pull-outs and see just how big this tent is. We got this outside fly on. Got to put on the interior mesh. Zippers are real smooth. They got a fastener here at the bottom. Okay. Wind this back. This is really slick. Got a magnetic latch. Hold that still. Let me bring it around. You can see the inside. Inside the X-Mid 1P feels surprisingly roomy for a single person tent. On your liner, we have another snap. And then there is a snap that it connects to right by the top of your trekking pole. Snap that in place. And that'll hold that section up. And we'll do the same to this side once I find this buckle. There we go. Okay. Snaps in place. With your interior strung up on the corners. Some other buckles with some paracord attached to them. And what we're going to do here is attach them to our four corners. We'll string this thing out, stretch out this bathtub. So with being 6'2", 240 pounds, you know, this is, I mean, there's quite a bit of room here, quite a bit of headroom. If I was to stretch all the way out, yeah, plenty of leg room, plenty of room off to my sides. You know, and I do carry a extra long, extra wide, big Agnes pad, and yeah, this will fit just nicely, I think. The offset piece gives you usable headroom at both ends, so you can actually sit up without brushing the walls. I like that the interior gives you a couple pockets for your cell phone and different knickknacks, on top of it just feeling really open and airy. For a one-person tent, this gives you an incredible amount of room. And I'd strongly debate between the X-Mid 1 and the X-Mid 2, but I believe I had made the right choice. A couple little details I'm liking already. The zippers are smooth. They don't snag on the fly hem. I can even zip these up one-handed, and that feels pretty slick. These magnetic latches for the tarp doors to keep them out of the way. And honestly, this was just a brilliant idea. The trekking poles are offset from the door entry. Plus, the dual vestibules is perfect for cooking in bad weather or stashing a muddy pack. And there's plenty of guy line available to pull your tent out and make it taut. With the high vents on both sides that help with the condensation, and the silly poly fabric means no overnight sag when it gets damp. And let's face it, all tents, I mean, they're going to have some condensation, but with this design and having some of the venting along the bottom, it should help. So the verdict on this first pitch, I'd say it's a user-friendly, not too difficult to pitch. There's going to take a little bit of practice. I know there's going to be a learning curve, you know, for the value and what you get. At the price point, I paid $239. I think it was another $44 for the ground sheet, another few bucks for the 8 ground stakes. For the price and the value, I mean, I think this is exceptional for the quality of the materials used here. You know, in these cottage companies, you know, they take a lot more pride in the product that they put out. Now, if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button, check that notifications tab at the top, give me a like, and hey, check out the comments section. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the Durston. Guys, I appreciate you watching. And as always, this is Appalachian Andy. I'll see you on the next one.